Some novels work as movies, some novels work as series. This ain't one of them. What's going on, people? Alex Thorn here, and I'm just a rock and roller who in his downtime likes to watch movies while wearing a bandana. And my local theater right here in Chicago, Logan Square Theater, was holding what is now a brand new Wednesday $5 movie night. Let's put it that way. And I've been meaning to go there for the longest time. It's been a while since I've been to my local theater. It's literally 5 minutes, not even that 3-minute walk away from me. Right here on the strip. And if you live in Chicago, then you're definitely well aware of Logan Theater. If you're not, you need to be. There's been this uptake of slasher movies being released, and there's been a lot more blood in theater releases. So I was slightly curious about Clown in a Cornfield. Now, I have not seen a trailer for this movie yet. I have only heard hype about the movie in the movie community, and the story is simple. Looking for a fresh start, Quinn and her father move to a quiet town of Kettle Springs. They soon learn the fractured community has fallen on hard times after losing its treasured factory to a fire. As the locals bicker amongst themselves and tensions boil over, a sinister grinning clown emerges from the cornfields to cleanse the town of its burdens, one bloody victim at a time. Now look, there are a group of teenagers. One specific teenager who is the main character, Quinn, moved there with her father, who her mother passed away this summer. So her father and her are moving to this quiet town because he's a doctor. They had a doctor opening, so they're moving there. We've seen that tons of times. There's a group of teenagers. We've seen that tons of times. There's disgruntled old people. We've seen that tons of times. There's this rift between the old people and the young people. It's all there. And when you split a movie into 3 acts, as it should be, that is what this first act is all about. We get to the second act, and by the second act, Quinn has found interest in the mayor's son, Cole. And Cole seems to have an interest in her. Seems, because that notion is going to get confusing and then torn down and shoved in your face by the end. It's when this movie hits the middle, the second act, that it goes from typical to, what's going on here? It devolved into something that I was quite confused of, and I'm just going to go ahead and spoil this for you, is that the clown in a cornfield is not a clown. It is a person in the mask. I won't reveal who the person is, because then that person becomes persons, and there's a bunch of people in masks in this movie as the clown, and I forget what the name of the clown is, Friendo or some shit like that. And at that point, for me, I like a character that we can't explain. And I'll tell you why I like a character that we can't explain, that we have to find its origins, but we can't really explain what the origins are. And if they were once upon a time human, maybe something got a hold of them, or they made a deal where they fell into something that made them inhuman. I like stuff like that. And when this movie called Clown in a Cornfield gives you deaths that have a lot of strength in the death, in the killings. I'm talking about rakes lifting people up really high and strongly. I'm talking about people's heads flying off. I'm not talking about stabby, stab, stab. I'm talking about stab going through a person to the other side. That is not human strength. That is the strength of something you can't explain. And when you've got several people doing that, and you even have somebody talking behind the masks in certain scenes, a regular human voice, it gets killed for me. There's a lot of hinting to what I've talked about earlier, where this seemed interest from Cole to Quinn comes to play and comes to fruition in the third act. And in this third act, we have this Scooby-Doo dynamic to the reveal of who is under these clown costumes. And even more so at that point. Here's the deal. I like the third act of this movie. I really do. I even like the motive of it. And at that point, I didn't know this movie was a novel till before I turned on this camera. But in the theater, as the reveal was going on, I said, this would work really well as like a book. Because in a movie, you have this issue of those people moved like that clown did, or those clowns did. Those people had that strength. I don't think so. So I totally forgot to mention this in my review, but one of the things that I thought was really freaking weird about how this movie went about it, which I'm sure in the novel it explains it more, but in the movie they just didn't put the effort to do it or something, was, you know, the older people were about preserving legacy, preserving tradition, created this corn syrup or some shit and create lasting character for it. And the younger people are like, you won't accept change and you won't listen to us, but we're the future. How? At no point do they actually, the young people in the movie, actually give you a reason to listen to them or anything. They don't present anything. So it's like, well, the old people kind of have a point a little bit. But young people, I'm willing to hear you out. If you say something, they don't say shit. So yeah, back to the review. And finally, before I give you a rating for Clownin' of Cornfield, I just want to say this, which is, I thought the cast was likable, and there's one person in this movie who brought a smile to my face. And if you see this review, Will Sasso, you are an incredible actor. And the moment I saw you pop up on screen, brother, I was just like, oh man, he's in a movie in a theater, and I haven't seen him on the big screen in a long time. You have been putting a smile on my face since I was 10 years old and continue to do what you do. You are a very, very talented individual. As for Clownin' the Cornfield, I am going to give it 2 bandanas out of 5. This movie to me just felt very confused on what it wanted to be. As I said, first act was very typical. Second act was just confusing to me. Third act was very Scooby-Doo-ish with a what I feel is an unnecessary agenda thrown into it. And yeah, it's just all over the place. I could see this notion working as a, 8-part series on Amazon or Hulu or something like that. But as a movie, it didn't work for me. They had an opportunity to give you a clown figure that, we could talk about, Friendo, and it's not. Friendo is just a costume. It's not a person, it's not an entity, it's many people and whatever crap. So yeah, 2 bandanas out of 5. It is going to come to Shudder because it is a Shudder original. So if you already have a Shudder subscription, you don't have to go out to the theater and waste money on it. Yeah, I don't have nothing more to say about this movie. It was fun and dumb until it wasn't. And with all that being said, guys, earlier I mentioned Letterboxd, and if you like my reviews here, and there's other people you follow here for reviews, I'm sure they're on Letterboxd too. But you can be a critic just like us by joining Letterboxd. And if you don't know about Letterboxd is a social media site for movie lovers. And if you love my reviews and other reviewers here on YouTube, I'm pretty sure they have a profile on Letterboxd. This is video, that's the written word, and you can interact with it, and you can see a log of all of the films that we have reviewed and all of the films that you have reviewed once you create your profile on Letterboxd. There's tons of exclusive opportunities for sneak previews and early showings through them. So I'll catch you on. And if you want more content like this, and you want to go behind the scenes and see some posts, and also have exclusive lives and have a chance to review a movie on this channel yourself, you got to check out this channel's memberships. That's right, Thorn Theater has real deal membership laminated cards for all of you Thornaholics out there and horror lovers. Not only that, but you get to request your own reviews. Let's say there's something out there you're really dying for me to review, but the masses may not want it, or it's not something that's gonna move the numbers. Guess what? You pay, you control the narrative. You get early access to videos, live only chats, as well as exclusive watch alongs just for members. And if you don't feel like committing to that, you can always gift me a super chat, super thanks here on YouTube, or buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee right now is a way that you can support somebody like me for making videos just for you guys, doing what we love to do. But guess what? If you buy me a coffee, at least you're fueling the journey. And right now, Buy Me a Coffee has an update to where when you leave your note of why you have gifted me coffee, I can respond back to you in video form. And that's enough shilling for me, but maybe it's not, because you also got to check out my EP, Ruff Cutz, and I'll leave the link for that down below. As you see it right over here on the corner, it has been awesome to rock and roll. I'm working with the new publicity company that had me go to Fozzie's show out here in Belvedere, Illinois, and I'm getting to know so many people. Rock and roll is not dead, people, and I'm here to prove that as well. So check out my new EP, Ruff Cutz. It is out right now on your favorite streaming platform. I'm Alex Thorn. You know what I got to do. Rock out, watch some movies, and review them for you.